Harry hasn't got any influence at all. I wonder if the publisher could tell us exactly how he is the most influential person of all time, because I am afraid that is incorrect. He may have been popular at one time but influential. No, I don't think so. I, for one, will not be buying any book that he or Scooby writes or has someone write for them, because we all know it will be lies, exaggerations, and pure fantasy. It was announced last year that Prince Harry will release an intimate and heartfelt memoir through a publishing company, Penguin House Random. No definite release date has ever been announced. Despite this, it is still expected to be forthcoming. Speaking on the latest Royally US, the Daily Beast's royal correspondent Tom Sykes discussed the importance of the memoir on the Duke and Duchess finances, as a couple, supposedly, have been spending money like water. Another reason to doubt Harry's claim is that he wants to pay for special security when, if his family is visiting the UK. The reality is that their personal security is costing them a bundle, and they are desperate to get IPP status so they no longer have to foot the bill for security anywhere in the world, including in the US. He and Meghan have been pushing to regain the full senior working royal benefits, which they fully expected to retain but lost when they walked away from the UK. Host Christina Garibaldi asked Mr. Sykes if there is a lot riding on this book for him. He replied, "I think there is, and there isn't. I think, in a sense for them, then, obviously, the financial element is important. They've been, as far as I can tell, they've been spending money like water." He noted that the couple has been spending money on houses and security and lawsuits. Mr. Sykes, "So, I think the financial element is really important. If the mortgage is in their name, which I doubt, they have probably already taken out a second mortgage on it, so they are upside down. Ordinarily, that information will be publicized in the papers, but I doubt these two will have to suffer that embarrassment. Years ago we were in that situation after the loss of a job, and some neighbor had the nerve to ask me, why is it in the paper? I just looked him right in the eye and responded, why do you think? We don't have the money to pay our mortgage. Do you want to help us pay our back mortgage? He just turned around without answering me. Since just plain Harry wants to be normal, let him go through what we all do when we have money problems due to job loss or medical problems. Let them stay awake at night praying and trying to figure out a way out of our situation. The ones who don't have $40 million in a trust fund, that is. That's not going to be an issue. This book is going to earn out, in a sort of publishing parlance. In July 2021, Penguin Random House wrote, in their official statement, that they were honored to publish Harry's forthcoming memoir. The publishing company described Harry as one of the most fascinating and influential global figures of our time. Posted on Penguin Random House's website, Harry himself wrote how deeply grateful he was for the opportunity to release the memoir. He wrote, I am writing this not as the prince I was born but as the man I have become. I've worn many hats over the years, both literally and figuratively, and my hope is that in telling my story, the highs and lows, the mistakes, the lessons learned, I can help show that no matter where we come from, we have more in common than we think. The memoir was previously set for release in late 2022, however, earlier this year, the memoir failed to appear on the list of upcoming releases from its publisher. The Duke and Duchess of Sussex have however struck a series of additional deals with streaming platforms such as Netflix and Spotify to produce educational documentaries and podcasts. Well, I am sure that this philanthropic couple will appreciate that due to the cost of living and energy crisis, no one will be buying Harry's book or using any other streaming services, or funding them in any way. In fact, we the British people are looking forward to a generous donation from Archewell to help us with our bills, as after all the UK will always be Harry's home. Does an influential global figure explain? A lot riding in this book, spending money like water, so can we expect more ghost-ridden times, covering ever more trivial private family matters, little accidents, and basically normal family goss that usually stay within a family. Great career move, Harry. The man you have become? A talentless under-the-thumb whinger selling secrets for cash and recycling the wisdom of others in garbled word salad to the highest bidder. The me you can't see, yes we can, and the man I have become, yes we see that too, and it's horrible. Harry doesn't see the person who has betrayed him is currently called his wife. Has been said many times that when Harry and their family are in the UK they will have protection. Has been in UK twice this year, yet states it's too dangerous for them to come here. Scobie, do you need to get a life? The publishing company described Harry as one of the most fascinating and influential global figures of our time, let's see, in the past 2 years since quitting the royal family. One failed Oprah interview, no content at all for Netflix. Pearl has sunken to the bottom of the Pacific Ocean. One failed podcast from Spotify. One disastrous children's book from Meghan. Still no book from Harry. A vulgar squat for Ellen. One pathetic and laughable me all about me speech at the UN. A speech delivered to empty chairs. A few failed philanthropic photo ops, the crassest one of all Meghan's Uvalde visits. Awards that were purchased by the Sussexes themselves were awarded at ceremonies organized by Sunshine Sachs. Plenty of private jet flights around the US and across the pond while shouting climate change. My guess is more money is spent in damage control, PR and so on than anything else. Continual vainglory, dripping self-serving and continual lying, misleading articles, all paid for and written by Meg and Sunshine Sachs, would bleed the bank ACC dry. Flying to those kids' memorials and taking a team wouldn't be cheap either. Meg's a loser spendthrift. No money will make her image turn round. She simply is a lying elder abuser. Imho. She needs to wake up, but she won't, and Harry should simply go home. Add the dollar it takes for trolls such as in here who report all who don't like Meghan. This is costly, same with Twitter. Sussex squad ain't cheap either. Meg's is bleeding Harry dry. So Harry and Meghan have been spending their money like water in order to live a life of luxury, mansions, private jets, designer clothes, jewelry, etc. And now they demand their taxpayer security reinstated, as Met is not for hire. They basically want the taxpayer to pay for one of their biggest expenditure, security, so they can carry on living their life of luxury. The audacity is astounding. How about the money from the bench, the clothes she wanted to design, her project about pearls? Money is finite and it doesn't look like they are striking gold. Do what normal people do: live where you can afford, buy reasonably priced clothes, and find a sport less expensive than polo. We must remember that haplessness comes from a background where he would not trouble himself with any form of financial control and would assume money just arrived. He knows nothing about income-only expenditure. Their assumptions that their vacuous offerings are somehow worth millions show delusion and detachment from the real world. There will be only one inevitable conclusion.